Oh.
So
Mm-hmm.
it looks like this thing is getting a little bit quicker.
Mm-hmm. Praise him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
I'm
let me
looking for the pop up on yours as soon as it.
go here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, did you see I'm doing a bunch of more lives, man? Every
Yeah, I
morning,
see you.
5 o'clock, man.
I see you, man. I
Yeah,
see you.
we about to turn up,
I
turn up.
see you.
Oh,
I
I
see you.
guess we should be talking to people.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
looking
you're a
out.
people. You're a people too.
Yeah,
But what I'm
but the
saying is
other people outside of, say me and you.
like other people.
Mm-hmm.
Like the reason why we're doing this. Like the reason why this is not a meeting, but it's a
Mm-hmm.
broadcast. Like
Mm-hmm.
them people.
Yes.
Those.
Yes.
I mean those people.
Yep.
Because I'm not uncouth. I know how to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And uncivilized. Let me see. Listen to people.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Those.
Yes. All right. Yep.
All right. Well, that worked.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. So there are people who watch this every week,
Mm-hmm.
and you realize that we're just doing whatever right this second. But I'm
Until
gonna say something that's very predictable in a few more seconds after that.
Yep. Yep.
Yo, I just ate lunch, but I didn't. I checked my teeth, but I didn't like check them twice. I only checked them once.
Mhm.
So maybe I shouldn't like smile.
Yeah. Yeah.
Philly PD up in here.
Oh,
What up?
the officer is there?
Yeah, man.
That's what's up.
Isaiah's in. Salam Phillips is in.
Oh, shots
Salam.
out.
Solon.
Shots out. Shots out. Shots out. Shots out. Shot.
What up? Yo, and David Osborne. Hold up. Yo, Dave. What up?
Yep.
Harlem World. What up? Big man.
Yep.
I haven't seen David Osborne in about 25 years.
Yep. Did you say that predictable thing when we know what we're
Nah,
talking about?
nah, I didn't say the predictable thing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's
Okay.
unpredictable. The fact that I didn't say it is
That's
unpredictable.
unpredictable. Yeah.
The Craig said the episode title called me.
The-
Yo, you see, I had to put the pronunciation on it, but
yeah.
I figured some people might not be able to read the joint, so I
Yeah.
figured
Yeah.
I
I
type
had
it
a
in.
problem reading it in the beginning. I knew what it was
Of
because
course, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, if I was like the first time
yeah.
seeing
That's
it,
why I had this time. I typed it in the description on
praise.
like whenever I put the picture out.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right, y'all. So welcome to those of you. Yo, I think I cleaned my ears a little bit too much because this headset is killing my brain right now. For those of you who are joining us for the very first time,
Mm-hmm.
this is L. David Harris, and there is my friend Quest Green. I call him New Questament sometimes.
Yeah, no doubt.
And yeah, so we're about to record. Well, actually, not to record. We're about to go live with our Marriage Ain't for Suckers program,
Simulcast.
and it's a simulcast. And if I get a little bit more money, I'm gonna hit to Periscope too, bro.
Oh, come on.
I mean, like I'm triple casting in the mornings, but that's
Why
another
not?
story. But for those of you joining us for the very first time, we are about to simulcast our program on video and audio. And
Mm-hmm.
when it sounds like we know what we're talking about, that means we are live for actual broadcast. Right now, you're seeing the behind the scenes if you're watching anywhere in social media.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
The behind. You know what I'm saying?
not the behind,
No, not the behind. Behind the scenes.
behind the scenes.
I got to be very careful.
We can't take it back. Like I don't have a 5 second delay. I couldn't even fix that one.
I gotta be careful. I got to be more careful.
More careful.
More careful.
All right. So whenever you give me the green light, Quest, I'm going to you know, broadcast.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I'm ready to go, bro.
Green light, red light, green light, 1, 2, 3. All right, quiet on the set.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, yo, Quest, it's time to give the people something, man. What we talking about today?
Yeah, what up, y'all? It's your boy Quest, your host with the most, and welcome to another edition of the Marriage Ain't for Suckers podcast, alongside my co-host, my man, my man, L. David Harris. Let's give him a round of applause.
Get on the mic and
MC.
Hey, yo, what up?
What up, man?
Chilling.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for coming through. You know what I'm saying? Go on and
have a seat.
Load off your feet. Have a seat.
Class is in the session.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, man. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, man, for another edition of the Marriage Ain't for Suckers podcast. Because it ain't for suckers, D. I promise you it's not.
I can tell you that.
This is one of the most challenging yet rewarding institutions on the face of the earth. And I'm so glad that we get to do what we do best, what we love, and that's talk about this thing called marriage. So yeah, man, welcome everybody. Yeah, as your man said, class in session. Sit down, sit back, relax, and let's get it, man.
Thank you.
Yep. So how's life on the Jamaica side, D?
Yeah, life is life, man.
Yeah, I know that, man. You ain't never lied. Life is definitely life on the Jamaica side. You know what I'm saying? I see you and wifey still doing the once a week. You know what I'm saying? Date out to the beach. It's a lovely thing, man.
That's just me and her. That's just me and her. That don't count if we go with sunset.
Yeah, Josiah ain't out there. You know what I'm saying? Taking away no distractions. You ain't got to worry about nothing else. The only thing you got to be focused on is sun, sea, and the sweetest of them all. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
No doubt, man. Shots out, man, to some lovely things happened this past weekend. I need to just shout out, like for real, before I get into it, I need to shout out WE University, man.
Right.
When I tell you that they are a family, D, people think that I'm lying. They are a family. I want to shout them out really and truly for all their love and support. They came out and supported heavy, like at the Rated R event that we did at the AEI Startup Factory in Lithonia, Georgia. Shouts out to Matt Hampton, who is one of the owners over there, D. When I tell you that, shouts out to Rare Epiphany. She is a poet that came through and did a couple of pieces. And when I tell you this girl is unbelievable when it comes to spoken word, I mean, she's unbelievable. And the discussion and dialogue that we had, not only for married couples, but for the singles that came out as well. I'm talking about, we had some rich dialogue and people left there, and which was what my main goal is, to have people think differently about marriage and relationship. Couples called me back, gave me positive feedback saying, yo, we had an hour-long conversation. We left the place in the car talking about the event, got home talking about the event, went inside the house talking about the event, and had a good discussion. So shouts out to everybody. Our next event, believe it or not, we'll be back in Atlanta at the end of July. We're planning one for here in Charlotte, and we're doing one actually with E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher coming June 25th in Chicago. Rated R event, June 25th in Chicago. So shouts out to all the Breathe You family who came through and supported in a major way. The event was a success. Can't wait for the next one, D. I promise you, we're going to have to do a Jamaica edition, man.
What's Rated R mean? What's Rated
R? The R is for relationship. Yep.
Relationship.
Rated relationship. You know,
so y'all not vulgar. Like y'all not
you're not
losing your mind and your
Nah, we ain't losing clothes, or you know what I'm saying. Okay. It is a 21 and over event. You know what I'm saying? Because it's grown folk. You know what I'm saying? It's grown folk talk. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But yeah, man, shots to everybody who came through and supported, man. I love my BU family and everybody else who listens to the podcast that came through. You know what I'm saying? One guy, and I got to shout him out, D. Ron Perkins, man. My man Ron Perkins flew all the way down from Detroit, Michigan, just to come to the event. People drove in from Savannah and from Augusta to be there. And what an event, man. I can't wait till the next one. You know, people, just being around people, man, the people, especially our people, man, is definitely fuel to my fire. So thank y'all for coming through. Thank you for supporting the event, and we can't wait till the next one. June I'm sorry, Atlanta in July. I can't tell you the date yet because we don't have it confirmed, but it will be an everything white event. Yep.
Sure. Gotcha.
Yes,
no
indeed.
jokes here. No jokes here.
Yeah, no.
Carry
none.
on. Yo,
So,
I be wearing this white shirt almost every time I do a program.
No doubt.
Everybody's
no doubt.
like, this dude, is that the only thing you got? Yes.
Yes.
My only clothing item.
Well, that's the perfect segue, man, into shooting out Breathe University, man. When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. Indeed, man, if you're trying to go to the next level as an entrepreneur, personal development, yep. And you know the thing I love, marriage, you know what I'm saying? Relationship, public speaking, whatever it is you're trying to do, you're just trying to go to the next level. I promise you, Breathe University has something for you. Stop by www.breatheuniversity.com and get the info and join, not tomorrow, not a week from now, join today. Get it. Yeah, get it.
Word.
Yep.
Yo, I'm an insane content creator. And I don't be talking about most of it, like ever, almost really on here, but I got 10 minutes every morning, 5 a.m. Jamaica time. So that's Eastern Standard Time, the real Eastern Standard Time, whatever that is where you live. 5 o'clock every morning. Just go ahead and hit that link. Your daily portion, just 10 minutes. Big investment, big topics, and it's Bible oriented. It's straight Bible stuff. Yeah.
So if you want to grow spiritually, you know what I'm saying? You got a word for the people to grow spiritually. And you need that in marriage because that's the foundation of the institution, right?
Yeah. That's what it is.
So what are some of the titles, D? Because I know you're doing a number of them. What are some of the titles?
Well, right now we're dealing with Christ in the sanctuary, man. Yep. So we're dealing with what is Jesus doing for me right now? Yeah, why is it that faith, whenever, if ever, there's an issue between Faith and Quest, how is it that she's able to forgive the dude or vice versa?
Come on.
Something bigger is happening.
Come on.
Way above our head, way above our pay grade.
No doubt.
And so right now, that's the subject we're on.
Yeah, no doubt.
Every week, every day, something different. So
no doubt.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Let's pay them bills, though.
All right. So this program is brought to you by Audible. Get your free audio book, 30-day free trial.
Yeah, no doubt.
At www.audibletrial.com. They have 180,000 titles from which to choose for your iPhone, Android, or MP3 player. And today, I'm just going to give them one more chance, Quest. One more chance. Y'all need to recommend something. I see that our homegirl, Nikki, recommended a book we already recommended. I won't mention it here right this second because I'm waiting for y'all. Recommend something for us to see, to hear. And but whatever book you choose to pick up, it's on us. audibletrial.com/marriage.
Absolutely.
Go get it. Let us know how it is.
Yep. So one of the things that I want to do, man, D, you know that we've been trying to get our numbers up. You know what I'm saying? And we're just under the halfway mark, if you will. And so first and foremost, let me go ahead and highlight our listener of the week. You know what I'm saying? This person goes by the name of 24 and Wise. You know what I'm saying? And they said, thank you, fellas, for your weekly commitment to bringing us listeners a steady flow of info that's derived from genuine real life experiences. Your helpful insight has made me a better man in terms of my approach to my relationship with not only my girlfriend, but my family and close friends. Word. I apply the nuggets given from the weekly shows, and it's helped me make my long distance relationship a success in many aspects. This podcast is special because it provides a solid foundation for growth in men, young and old. For those who might not have grown up with a great example of marriage and relationships, this is the platform in which to learn. Thanks, Mr. Quest, and thanks, Mr. Harris. Stay focused. Wow. Shouts out to 24 and Wise, man. It is indeed, man, a honor and a privilege. And man, I promise you, I feel really good right now because of, you know what I'm saying? The feedback they were getting from our listener from the day. Shouts out to 24 and Wise. So yeah, guys, remember, man, we want to hear from you. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get those numbers up so we can really get this marriage information. As you can see, not a lot of people have, you know what I'm saying, D, a positive reference point in terms of what marriage should look like. Truth is, we grew up and we just got exposed later on in the game to what it really should look like. You know what I'm saying? True. And so we want to be able to provide that information in all the places we possibly can. So if you listen in on Google Play, you're an Android user, stop by and leave us a review. If you listen in on your iPhone, please go by the podcast app and, you know, do a Marriage Ain't for Suckers search, subscribe, and then leave us a review, man. We would love, absolutely love to hear from you. And it'll help us get our numbers up as well. So
I know I don't want to run the time out, but listen, man, I just looked at the stats again, and iHeartRadio has pulled past like everybody.
Wow.
For a time, it was all Apple users. Wow. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but the Apple iPhone users were the chief consumers.
Yeah.
And now, like, iHeartRadio has pulled past. I sent you a graphic today.
Yeah, you did? Okay.
Past, you know, everybody. So big up to the iHeartRadio listeners, man.
Man, shouts out to the iHeartRadio listeners, man. It's only because of you why we're able to do what we do. So my utmost gratitude and thanks goes out to all the listeners, because without you, we wouldn't have anybody to provide the content to. So thank you guys, man.
Real talk. Real. All right, Quest, we doing something real funny today, but it ain't funny. It's not ha funny.
Yeah. Tell me what we dealing with today, D.
Yeah, we're talking about post-nuptial agreements.
Okay.
Protecting your marriage from divorce.
Oh, wow. Post-num. That sound like, is that a word in the dictionary, D? I ain't mad at it.
It's in the dictionary I created.
Okay. All right.
Post-nuptial agreement.
Then it's good then. So do me a favor then. Break down post-nuptial. Break it down for me.
Okay, so you've heard of prenuptial agreements.
Okay,
and
no doubt.
People keep saying prenuptial. It's not prenuptial. Mm-hmm. But anyway, that's another discussion. That's why I had to put the thing where
no doubt. The wordplay.
Yeah. So, but you've heard of prenups, and what happens is, for whatever reason, I won't editorialize and give my opinion of it, but for whatever reason, persons who have a certain level of prestige and or wealth will say prior to their marriage, we're going to sign on the dotted line that in the event that we decide to call it quits, you ain't getting jack. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, like, that's what, am I wrong? I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not all it says, but they agree ahead of time that in the event that we decide that this is not going to work out, this is how the financial and asset piece is going to work.
But that's it in a nutshell, really. Yep.
So, okay. So they agree to that, and then they get married. Like I said, I won't give my view on that. Yeah. Okay. So post-nuptial, according to what we're talking about, Quest, is there are people who ahead of the nuptials are planning a lot of stuff, man. Planning a big show. You making $40,000. Your fiance is making $40,000, and y'all planning for 300 people at $40 a plate to come to your wedding reception. And that's not to mention the wedding ceremony.
Oh, come on.
And so people are taking out second mortgages. People are borrowing money because a lot of us are getting married older. So it's not like, you know, mommy and daddy are putting in some endowment doughs. So you might get a little, you might get a tip. But a lot of times, you know, people are going into debt. And even if you're balling, maybe you're not that person, maybe you're balling, but you do all that you want to do to make sure that the production called the wedding, and I'm not trying to bring it down, I'm saying it's a production. I mean, you got people with, like, I got a homeboy that's like an extreme producer, and he's shooting weddings, and this dude is throwing drones in the air. He's doing like top-notch cinematography. It's insane. Like what these folks are doing for their weddings. And right. And then you got Dexter. You hire Dexter Fields, and Dexter puts on like a botanical show you ain't never seen before.
Or Chip Dizard.
Well, Chip is who I was talking about. Quiet as kept.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So you got Chip.
Yeah. Shouts out to Chip.
And then you got Dexter Fields putting up, you know, a botanical gardens in your wedding flow, right?
Come on.
And that has nothing to do with the dresses. That has nothing to do with the tuxes or whatever clothing items you choose. That has nothing to do with kind of vehicle. Like you might be getting a Ferrari instead of or you might be getting a Bentley, or you be getting a Rolls Royce.
Oh, come on.
And all of that. And then there's the venue, Quest. And then there's where you take the photographs, right?
Oh, come on.
And so, okay, now you're 20s, 30,000 in.
Yep.
And it's a good event, even when there are hitches. But the question that we have is, see, that's as you get hitched, you get married, you jump the broom, you break the little bottle, whatever you want to call it, right? But what happens like after that? The post.
Okay. All right. So what you're saying is that, because here's the question. Yeah. Because I'm not always, my wife says that you need to be always, you need to be present. But I can't help it. I'm always thinking in the future.
Forward. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And my question is, as you describe all of this,
yeah,
with the drones, and because how they have it screwed, skating across the lawn, and they got it, all illustrious, walking into the building, and the drone comes from the top down on top of the wedding party, and all of that stuff, and how magnificent is look. I'm just saying, does the marriage 5 years after look as magnificent as the wedding shots that you did in the video? Right?
Let me tune up the question real quick. Sorry, let me tune up your question before you go.
No, I'm just let me just tune it up just a little bit and then jump in. So my question is, I don't even know if it's a question. It's more of a statement. I think people are more concerned with the cake that they're going to serve at the reception. They're more concerned about the magnificence of the video than they are what they're really signing up for in terms of marriage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because all of that is wonderful. I can't tell you, D, how many relationships or how many marriages I've seen end up in divorce who've had some of the flyest videos, the flyest pictures, the flyest, you know what I'm saying? Like the reception was like an all out like party, you know what I'm saying? Like it was dope, and rightfully so. You should celebrate. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm talking about they made it rain up in there. But when they got to the actual relationship, when they got to the actual marriage, when they got to actually what they had signed up for, it wasn't as spectacular and as magnificent as the pictures and the production. You feel me?
Yeah. The only tune-up I was going to put in there, you said 5 years. Like, what about the day after the honeymoon?
Oh, my.
I'm talking about, say you do a week. So on day 8, what's good with the marriage part? And say you survive that. What's good with the after the honeymoon phase of the marriage? However long that takes. A year, if that. Now what? And so, and I'm not trying to be down on Marriage Quest, but we're in this for a reason, Quest. Like, because we see the good, bad, and the ugly.
Yep.
And people used to say to me 17 years ago, like I was one of them dudes to be like, we've been, how ladies sometimes, how old is your darling? Oh, she's 37 weeks old. She's 138 weeks old. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, could you put that in years? Like, right? Yeah. But I was that dude. Like, we got how many months in? And people like, oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
When it's 7 years, I'm like, have you seen the divorce statistics?
Yeah, come on.
If we get 6 months, it's like pop a bottle, like a veggie bottle, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, pop a bottle, like, wow, celebrate 6 months, because people are cashing it in, man. They're cashing in their chips in weeks. Even if they stay in the same house, they have a lot of times people just lose the relationship.
Yeah.
Almost as soon as before they even finish paying the bill, B.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So we need to have an agreement that post-nuptials, we gonna be just as spectacular. I get it. The day is a big day, but we got some life to live, man.
D, let me say this to you. The post-nuptials, I believe, turn out based upon how we do the pre-nuptials. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a conversation with a young lady today, And she said, Quest, I'm not going to lie to you. I got convicted by some of the stuff that y'all talk about. And she said she's preparing to get married. I got connected through her. She's like, but I knew who you were because she had me watching some of y'all videos and stuff. And she's like, I see your channel on YouTube, and I've been going through some of your videos on YouTube. And she said, I got convicted. And what she said was, we bought, you know, like all the table linens and bought space and dress and all of that stuff. But she said, I will not go another step further until we do premarital counseling.
Can you imagine?
She said, I said, oh, you speaking the core values. She said, no doubt. She said, and I'm not compromising on those things. She said, we were thinking about, you know, just to consolidate if we should. And she said, you know what? I'm not moving in with him, and I'm not having him move in with me.
Okay.
She said, and she's like, she said, I'm not afraid to lose money on what we invested in if we don't have that. She said, if we don't have this premarital coaching or counseling sessions, she said, I'm not moving forward. I said, one person, if nobody else gets it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm saying all of that to say, D, that in the beginning, the reason why we get to these situations like the wedding and all of that stuff is really and truly, I believe that the enemy is distracting us from, or distracting these couples from really asking the pragmatic and practical questions needed to be answered before you go into marriage, right?
So we back to last week's subject.
We back to it again. Yeah. We back to it again, because really what we want is we want the challenges and the difficulties, right? But we want the challenges and the difficulties that are constructive. That automatically presents it when you have a man and woman, because they're wired differently, you know, in the same space, right? So we want that, right? What we don't want is the challenges and difficulties that come as a result of our actions that don't produce nothing. Like it doesn't cause us to grow. All it does is stress us out and give us really no return on the investment, if you will. At least you know, like you and wifey going to the gym now, right?
Yeah. You
know that when you and wifey go to the gym, y'all going back to going to the gym now, that sometimes it may be painful, sometimes it may be difficult, but you know that the return on your investment is a productive one. Wifey
very productive.
Yeah, I'm just saying, wifey gonna look a little bit different. You're gonna be like, oh, okay.
Different too.
Yeah, oh, praise God. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to just going to the gym and just chilling in the gym and you watching everybody else work out and you not doing nothing. There's no return on that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's the same principle. So I'm saying all of that to say is that what are we doing in terms of before you even get there? Like case in point, D, I'm gonna tell this story and then I'm gonna back up off of it, right? I know this young lady dating this young guy, right? Dude is well-to-do. You know what I'm saying? He's in a good place. His career is sweet. She's in a good place, her career, but she's looking now, okay, I have these things and I'm looking to be in relationship. Let me go ahead and start dating. So they got introduced. They go on a date, whatever the case may be, D. They have a wonderful conversation. Let me tell you, she's so dope though at how she asks her questions or gathers the information that she needs in accordance with her core values. One of the things that she wants to do, she wants a family. She wants to have children, right? So they get on the topic. She leads them and they get on the topic and kids are so funny. My niece and my nephew. One day I want to have a couple of kids of my own, maybe 2, 3 at the most, right? Yeah. So they're discussing it. My man is like, yeah, I don't know. I'm really not looking for no kids. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a nice career. You know what I'm saying? My money is invested to be. Oh yeah. He said, I don't have any. He said, in so many words, he said, I have no intentions on having any children. You know what I'm saying? Because my career is in the right place. I want to be able to take my wife all over the world and all of these different things. Right. And everything was sweet. The plans that he had for his wife. So long story short, he takes her back home. Wonderful conversation the whole night. Chemistry is lovely. He takes her home. And at the end of the night, he said, so-and-so, I had such a wonderful night with you. When will I be able to see you again? And when can we go out again? And she said, no disrespect, but we can't go out on another date. He said, why? Did I do something wrong? Did we not have a good time? She said, no. She's like, you are a wonderful catch. Any woman would be lucky to have you. However, it is quite clear that you don't want children, and I do.
Holla.
And she said, I don't want to waste your time, and I definitely don't want to waste mine. So I'm going to say, she's like, well, at least we could be friends. And she was like, I'm sorry, I have enough friends. I'm in the phase of life now where I'm looking for a relationship, somebody who is suitable for me to spend the rest of my life with. And as perfect as you are, that's one of the things that I don't have. And I would like to have that. And it's quite obvious that you don't want that. Long story short, she did not compromise. You understand? And that's the thing that we do sometimes. We get caught up in all the hoopla and all of these other things, and we're not asking the pragmatic and practical questions needed. You are not, information applied changes situations. You are making decisions based upon all of the information that you don't have.
Right.
And then when you get married, and you get to a place of difficulty that you can't work through, you're wondering why you are experiencing this difficulty. If you knew that information before you got married, but you chose not to ask those questions because you were more concerned about the wedding, you're more concerned about the illustrious video, you're more concerned about the cake you serve, the people who really just don't really care nothing about you. They just really want to see what you're doing at your wedding. You're concerned more about that than what you're actually signing up for.
Right. There you go. Listen, man, I respect her because it doesn't take much for someone who is of age to compromise, because after all, I've checked all the boxes to say, and theoretically in her case, I'm dope.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to get married.
Mm-hmm.
I've accomplished some of the things I want to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever's left, I want to accomplish it with someone special.
Mm-hmm.
Tick. And look at this dude. In her case, he's positive. He's got it on the ball. He's also able to check the same boxes. So maybe, after we get married, we can talk about the children again. Maybe because he ain't never met nobody like me.
Oh.
Maybe he's never had a woman to make him think seriously about it like that. So, by the time we're together for, just 6 months, I'm sure he'll come around. I can understand why he wouldn't probably want to have children now because, but we'll get through it together. That's why we're coming together. I'm here to enrich his life. Quest? Is that a real conversation people have?
No, you did not. Because here's the truth of the matter. What you're doing is you're leaning them in now because they're led to believe that, we can entertain this conversation after we get married. And
of course. Because we're not having beef.
I'll change him. You're not having beef right now, but you're not having beef right now.
Yeah.
But you compromised in the back of your mind. You said, I can change him. Yeah, I got diamonds here, so I can change him. You know what I'm saying? And I would, for those who think along those lines, the only person you fooling is yourself, because you don't have the power to change nobody. The only person that you have power to change is yourself. And what you will find yourself doing in marriage, even if you have a child, now you're trying to force him into creating family. He never had the mindset for family in terms of children. He just had the mindset in terms of family for you and him. Now, there are guys that are good, but just because they're good don't mean that they're good for you. There are women out there who are good, but just because they're good don't mean that they're good for you. You have to find what is good for you. You cannot change anybody. The only person you can change is yourself. And if you have the core values in place and you don't compromise your core values, you won't have to deal with the post-nuptial drama.
Oh, well, hey,
I'm just saying, D.
I need a mic. It's in my drawer. I'm about to drop another mic. I'm about to unzip this bag, right? I'm about to unzip the bag. See this other mic?
Yep.
I would drop it, but it costs too much.
No, it costs too much. But put a foam under it or something. Yeah, but no doubt.
Talk, Quest.
Your post-nuptial drama is because you didn't choose to address the prenuptial requirements. Oh, come on.
Yeah, man. So we have to agree ahead of time. That's the whole point. Like for me, remember when we were talking about the assessment that we are facilitators of, right? The SYMBIS assessment. So when you and I talked about it on air, like where do our wives rate? My wife and I both rated at, divorce is not an option. And so you have to decide ahead of time how you going to get down with it.
All right, D.
Is it like an option if this happens? Is it an option if that happens? I'm talking about from your own perspective from the start. So, and besides that, I mean, there are the lifestyle things. Like for me, now I don't want to get into my details, but for me, there's just one thing Simone is open to. She's not saying we need to do that. I just told her from start, I'm not open to it. She doesn't pressure me. She don't sweat me. She may secretly pray and hope that I change, but I told her that, you know, that's odds are that's not going to happen. And it's not a matter of principle or character. It's just a preference. And so I'm like, I'm so sorry. Yeah. But I was clear from start.
Yep. It's funny you said what you said a while ago. You know, and sometimes I think people think it's just like something cute that we say, you know, divorce not being an option. You know what I'm saying? It's not something cute that we say, like for real, divorce is really not an option. But what I've realized more importantly, D, is that I don't know if let me not say that. There are some stipulations to divorce not being an option. Divorce only becomes an option when you don't deal with the premarital requirements.
Well, that's in your house.
Yeah.
Like we're speaking personally.
Yeah.
We're not saying for other people. Yeah. When I said that, I'm saying where Simone and I rated. And when you said what you just said, that's based on a context that you have on your side of the fence. So I'm not trying to tell nobody else what their thing is.
Exactly.
That's what we chose. Yeah. It's not an option.
Yeah. And that's what we chose too. Like for real. But divorce is not an option for us because we did our homework. We did exactly what we were supposed to do. We asked the questions. We had the conversations. We did the background work. I went as far, D, as to praying to God, crying out to God, like, yo, I love her. The chemistry is there. Everything looks good, Lord. She loves you. She loves you. That's first and foremost. Yeah. But I even went a step further and I said, God, no matter how much I love her, no matter how much the chemistry or how dope the chemistry is, no matter how good this situation is, if she is not the one, if she is not suitable for me as your manservant, as I grow in my walk with you, do me a favor, allow her to do something to piss me off or allow me to do something to piss her off. But if she ain't the one, then get her out the way. And I think sometimes, oh man, I don't know why, but it's popping up in my head. Seek ye first the kingdom, and then all these things will be added unto you. And I think a lot of the times what we do is we seek situation first instead of seeking God first as it relates to relationship.
Yeah.
And then you end up suffering the consequences. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I believe that divorce becomes an option, D, because we did not start out by laying a proper foundation. And how you lay a proper foundation is you ask the practical and pragmatic questions necessary. What's important to you?
Yeah.
What are you looking for? Why? Number one, why do you want to be in marriage? Why do you want to be in relationship? If it's not to first and foremost reflect the relationship that God has with us, if it's not to serve this person or the mindset of how can I add to your life, the chances are you may not, until you get that right, you may not want to, you might want to leave this marriage thing alone.
Yeah, don't mess with it.
Yeah, don't mess with it.
Don't tamper with it.
Yeah, no, because if you're not willing to be cut, if you're not willing to be shaped, if you're not willing to be, because ultimately, D, that's what I know marriage does. It makes us whole or it makes us holy. And a lot of the times we get caught up in the hoopla, the like we were saying before, the extravaganza, all the tapestries, because we want to be happy. We want to do all the things that are synonymous with happiness and looking good and looking spectacular. But what I found out is that anything worth having is worth going through something for. And if you're not willing to be challenged, cut, shaped, molded, you won't get the fullness of what that is, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I don't wake up in the morning with my pecs looking the way that they do. I'm not saying that I'm swole, but when I do get to the point of swole, it's because I went through pain on the bench.
Yeah.
And what you're seeing is the end result of that. And you're like, that's dope. And what I think people want is because they want the happiness, they want the goal without having to go through the process. True, and indeed. What I realize is that marriage makes you happy and whole. And the byproduct of happy and whole is happiness. I mean, I'm sorry, holiness and wholeness.
Yeah.
The byproduct of holiness and wholeness is happiness. You don't get to happiness without first being cut, shaped, formed, and all of those different things. So yeah, D, man. Yeah, we done got fired up on this one today, bruh.
Yeah. So I would say that one of the things that one of the agreements, because we talk about post-nuptial agreements, one of the agreements we need to make is that we're willing to work. We're willing to make it work. Come what may, we're willing to at least try to make it work.
Yeah, you tell me, D, in what institution, in what world, in what dimension, in whatever, where do you get something for nothing?
When you steal, and then you get consequences.
But there's consequences for that.
I guess nowhere quest.
Okay. So I'm saying that marriage is just the same institution as everything else. You don't get something for nothing. You will not have that kind of marriage until you are willing to put in that kind of work.
Yeah, there it is. So yeah, you keep trying to shortcut it, you'll get shortchanged.
I'm just saying.
And again, we're not hypocrites. We're married. Yep. We have wives, right?
Yeah, I'm just telling you, if you want to see the fullness of whether my marriage is working or not, don't look at me.
That's right.
Faith up on her social media. Ask her the necessary questions. Yeah. Like for real, ask her. Don't ask me, because that's the true quantifier. That is the true measuring stick. You know what I'm saying? You want to find out how dope it is? Ask Simone. You know what I'm saying? Ask Faith. They'll tell you.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So life is not easy. I'm saying life is not easy. So if you think anything inside of this container called life is easy, your problem.
You're a thing that.
You're a thing that. Yeah, so for me, I don't really focus. I shouldn't say really. I don't focus on negatives.
Yeah.
I don't focus on problems. Now, in our case, let me tell you. I want to tell you something. Like say something real quick. I gotta read this thing, man. That came up in our group.
Find it, because here's what I want to say to because you see, we think that we just need to ask the questions before marriage. There's some of us in marriage already, and you experiencing difficulties, but you're experiencing difficulties because you're not communicating. There is nothing in marriage that will be accomplished without communication. So just the same way that you asked questions before you got into the marriage, you have to ask questions the same way after. Like me and Faith, every once in a while, like we had a family meeting last night with the kids and everything. Why? Because we've been watching some stuff, and some stuff needs to be addressed. We need to ask some questions. Are we on the same page? Are we on one accord? What are the goals or destinations that we're trying to reach? And if we're not talking about them, like I know you're a mind reader, D. I know mind reader, bro. There's only one way for me to find out where me and Faith is, and that's to sit and, babe, this is what we're looking at over the next month, 2 months, short term, long term, whatever. What are some of the goals that we're trying to accomplish? Well, I want to see us do this. Okay, cool. I got that. Well, I want to see us do this. All right, cool. Well, what are the first things that we do? What is the short term stuff? Communication. And this is what I found out the other day. A recent study was done by the American Association for Matrimonial Lawyers. At one time, the number one cause of divorce was finances by 50%, half, right? That is no longer the thing, because now we making money hand over foot now. The game done changed with technology and everything. D, the number one cause of divorce, 67.5% was a breakdown in communication. Divorces are taking place because people ain't talking.
Simple.
And you don't know where you're going as a couple. Like for real, when you work for your job, they got meetings for the meetings for the meetings for the meetings. Mm-hmm. And you married the most important institution in your life, and you ain't talking. Okay, read your stuff, D. I'm gonna leave it right there. Read your stuff.
We're gonna shut it down here. We're over, but it was necessary. Yeah. So for Treasure Your Spouse Tuesday, I'll say a family friend, because this is in a closed session. I don't know if she want me to say this, right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. She said, my husband is priceless to me, because this is my testimony, except that it's my wife, right?
Yeah.
My husband is priceless to me and my family. He's worth much more than the cattle on 1,000 hills. She gets that out the Bible that God owns.
Come on.
I'd even go as far as to say a cattle on 1,000,000 hills is still not equivalent to my husband's word.
Come on.
His brilliance and unconditional love is matchless, second only to Jesus in my book.
Yeah,
I pray for him daily, and I'm deeply concerned when it comes to his health. Here it comes. The plan is to be together until Jesus comes. Parentheses.
Yeah.
Divorce has never been an option from day one. We have been married 35 years and have never fought nor had a shouting match ever. Peaceful discussions are what we engage in. I thank God for the man God created for me, and she busts 5 hearts on it. These are people that I've known for. This woman's known me from I was born, and I knew the husband from like 1990, 89.
Yeah, shouts out to them.
You that I'm seeing this, right? Yeah. And so whenever I used to talk about, I don't talk about it as much now because I'm tired of people rolling their eyes. Like, this is exactly what I said, except we've been married 17 years. Yeah. And people are like, yeah, whatever. Y'all suppressing. Y'all hiding something. And it's like, why we got a beef in order to have a marriage? Why can't we be civilized?
And more importantly, what does it profit me and my wife to lie to you about what is happening or not happening? If I'm transparent with what's going on, like, what does it profit me to lie to you so what? So you could go home and have some false hope or false reality about something that don't happen?
Yeah.
Like, let me try the same stuff that they had. No. And that's the reason why you and I do what we do, D. Yes, and we are transparent about the things that are happening or not happening. So I could tell you about what works and what doesn't work, because I know that outside of just us talking about marriage itself, like society on a whole is impacted by what happens between two people. You don't believe me? Go and check the statistics of fatherless homes.
Yeah.
Go and check the statistics of motherless homes, and you'll see that what happened between two people, all that other stuff is a direct result of a breakdown between a husband and wife. Yeah, man. Yeah, you get me fired up today, D.
It's what it is, Quest. And I think, what we're saying really is that we have to agree that our marriages are not just important, but essential. That's why we signed up.
Yep.
We have to agree that our spouses, and if we have children, our children and our family and our extended family and those who watch what we're doing are valuable enough for us to put some extra work in so that we can be successful. It don't happen overnight, man.
You already know. Stay focused, y'all.
Word. Word.
Yeah, man. Yeah, D, you got me fired up on some stuff today, bro. Yeah, you got me fired up on some stuff today, bro.
Yeah.
Word up. And shouts out to Nisha, man. Nisha Melton, man, one of my BU family, man. She shared in Breathe University, man. Shouts out to her.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Shouts out to her. Let me shout out a couple of people, bro, because I know we got a lot on the plate today, man. Let me run through Salon. We saw Salon check in from the early out.
This is big for him because Salon is an attorney, and he also wrote a book based on his own experience.
Yeah.
When you don't agree with the divorce, but your spouse rolls out on you. A whole book, bro. Colored Water. Incredible.
Yeah.
So this ain't a joke to him.
Yeah, I know it, and I need to get it so I can just I need to look through it, man. Shouts out to Isaiah, man.
Yeah,
and Craig, man, Officer Craig Philly, man. You know what I'm saying? Nicole Foundation. I'm not call her Nicole again.
Man,
her name is Foundation. From the early out. Her name is Foundation. Frank Sagasta in the building. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Davis, D.
Oh, that's Foundation's husband.
Yeah, no doubt. Yep. Big up on your on celebrate you on your receiving of your wings, sir.
Yeah.
I have to call you Mr. Davis now. Captain Davis.
Yeah,
Cap. I have to call him Cap now, D.
Yeah, Cap.
Yep. Who else we had come through today, man? A couple of people came through.
I kept
Dominique,
switching my screen, so I'm missing some.
Nah, you good. Dominique Wilford came. BU family. Emmanuel Grady came through. Sierra Wright. Shouts out to them. They just graduated, and I think they're moving towards getting married. I had the pleasure, the honor, and the privilege of doing their premarital counseling. So shouts out to them. One of he's not even my boy. This is my brother from another mother, Kevin Davis, man. Shouts out to him. He came through this weekend and rocked with us at the Rated R event. So shouts out to him. Janice Moss, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we need to keep her in prayer, D. You know what I'm saying? She's transitioning into a new season of life.
Yeah, she said she need my man book, so I'm trying to get that up.
Yeah, no doubt. So yeah, man. Terrell Craddock, big him up. Sasha, SuckaZ, you know what I'm saying? Yep. And Kiwa Music, man. Yep.
Good stuff.
Jimmy Roberts checking in all the way from New Zealand, bro.
Okay. Yeah, I see him. That's my man now.
Yeah.
We friends.
My man Steven Shears constantly making deposits and making the bank bounce. You feel me?
Making the bank bounce.
Yep. I don't know who CH Tan is, but they were checking in as well. Shouts out to them, man.
Yeah, man. Sabbath Child, Kiwami, what up?
Yep. Asher, another one of my BU family, man, came all the way from Augusta for the Rated R this weekend, man. So shouts out to him as well, man.
Word.
So, yeah, man. Yeah, guys, man, for those of you listening, man, like for real, go by David's YouTube channel. Please subscribe. If you're trying to grow spiritually, get you a good word, man. You're always in need of a good word. Stop by my page. I got a whole bunch of relationship and marriage stuff there. If you want to go to the next year. Off of today, man, I'm up. Yeah, some content gonna be going up this week, D.
Yeah, man. So go ahead and hit marriageaintforsuckers.com and you'll be able to find both of us.
Come on. Let's get them.
I'm trying to post this link and we get out of here, man.
Yeah, man. Which link you posting there? Oh, the link
for Janice.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what she's going through. You know I don't, but I'm just go ahead and put that in there.
Yep. Yeah, she's good. She's just moving into a new phase of life.
No, understood.
And, yep. And she, yep. And we just want to make sure I cover her as she, embarks on these new endeavors. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Good stuff.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Well, it's been our pleasure.
Thank you all again, man, for listening in and spending this time with us. And we'll see y'all next week. Same time. Same place.
Same bat channel.
Yep. Hey.
Yeah.
What happened to peace? Peace.